gamer event where the world comes to play. My name is Dr. Michelle Verdi-Knapp, and I am very excited to be with you guys here this morning because we are going to talk about life-changing stuff here. And this is not just going to impact you for gaming, this is being used for every single part of your life. And we're going to talk about mindfulness. Have you guys heard about that word? Everybody's hearing mindfulness now, right? Anybody know what mindfulness means? What does this mean? I'm going to tell you what it doesn't mean. Mindfulness is not a religion, okay? It's not a belief. It's not hippy-dippy stuff, okay? It is only how your mind works. Mindfulness simply means bringing yourself to the present moment, being aware of the present moment, and understanding the present moment in a non-judgmental way, okay? We as human beings have about 90,000 thoughts a day, 90,000, okay? We are the only species in the world that thinks about the future and thinks about the past. The majority of our thoughts are spent there, in our past and in our future. How does that help you when you're gaming and you need to be 100% present? Okay, you can't be thinking about what you're doing later, right? You can't be thinking about what you were doing earlier today. You have to be focused right where you are. And it doesn't just impact the world of gaming. This is any sport, okay? Any sport you have to be super, super present. And that's all that mindfulness is giving you techniques and tools to bring yourself to the present. And if you can understand how the mind works, you'll see how flipping easy this is. There is nothing for you to download. There is nothing for you to buy. There is nothing for you to believe. All you have to do is breathe. And it's all inside you, and it's available to you at any moment. You know that they say that 80% of your sports is played on a 5.5-inch court, field, screen, whatever that is. What's that 5.5 inches? It's right here, between your ears, okay? Have you guys seen the viral video, the video that went viral with Faker and G2? Have you seen that when he's in the League of Legends? That finale, that final, this whole viral video, it went totally viral. So here's Faker, this gamer, and they have the cameras on him, and his hands are like this. And he's getting beat. I mean, he's getting beat. And all he's doing as he's getting beat, as he's been attacked all around, his hands are shaking more and more and more. When he comments himself on that video, he's like mortified. He's like, what the heck was going on? We're going to talk about what was going on and how he could stop it. Do you think that this is helpful to you if you're this on your console? No, right? Not going to work at all, okay? Have you guys ever heard of a guy named Roger Bannister? Okay? I'm going to tell you a quick little story about Roger Bannister because we're going to talk about how important it is for you to be using your brain. Okay, Roger Bannister was a neurologist in the 1950s, and on a side gig, he just liked to be in the Olympics and run, okay? So he's this doctor who doesn't feel as though just the physical training is really helping him enough because he understands how the brain works, and he understands that basically when you visualize you doing something, essentially the same neurons are firing in your brain as if you were actually physically doing that activity. Okay, so Roger Bannister decided that he had like a bad Olympics, like in the early 1950s. And he's like, I have this new goal. I am going to now tackle and be the first person, human being on earth, to ever run a 4-minute mile. And that is gonna set me apart. I'm gonna have this record, and that's gonna make me the best athlete in my field, okay? So he visualizes and visualizes and visualizes. Now he is told by all of his own doctors, his own physicians, his own coaches, everybody that's helping him, all his trainers, that it is physically impossible, no human can ever do this, and it will probably kill you if you do, okay? What happens? 1954, Roger Bannister runs a 4-minute mile. He does this thing, which he was told could not be done, no human can accomplish this, and it will probably kill you, okay? Because Roger Bannister, for years, sat there and visualized and visualized and visualized and visualized. Now, he also did his other training as well, but this is what was different. What happened, what do you think happened 46 days later? Another person runs a 4-minute mile. After that, people begin running 4-minute miles. And now the 4-minute mile is the standard for mid-distance runners. Okay, that is your achievement when you can run a 4-minute mile. Why do you think all these people now can run a 4-minute mile after Roger Bannister? The thing that they were told couldn't be done, was humanly impossible, and may kill you. What was the difference? Because now all of a sudden somebody did it, and now you believe that it can be done, okay? So this thing here is your most powerful tool, no matter what you're doing in life, okay? So you just want to know how to harness it. So think about any of you during any time of your game, tell me about a scenario where you feel like you're losing control. Hands are shaking, anything like that's going on. Give me a scenario. Give me a scenario where you feel like you're losing control in a game, or you feel like you're not mastered. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. So a clutch scenario, what happens to your body? What do you feel going on in your body when that's going on? You feel what? Say that.
Overwhelmed, like everything, just a lot of information I got out here.
You feel overwhelmed, right? And your thoughts are racing. Do you feel like you have clear, your mind is clear and you're focused in that moment?
Sometimes I'm in it, but other times no.
It's like brain fog, right? Brain fog, go ahead, give me a scenario.
Similar situation, like if you're down, you're losing at the time, you're just thinking over all the possibilities that you can do.
What happens in your body? What's going on in your body at the time?
Start locking up a little bit, and it's just everywhere.
You start locking up? You feel your muscles like tense like this and lock up?
You're not reacting as fast as you want.
Not reacting as fast as you want, okay. Anybody else over here? Tell me, give me a scenario.
You're the last person standing and you got 5 other people going against you.
Right? What do you feel in your body?
Same thing, you lock up and try to figure out how you can like single out each one without 2 or 3 coming at you at the same time, and just trying to relax as much as you can. But
And guess what's happening? Guess what your brain is doing? The complete opposite, okay? The complete opposite is everything that you want to happen, your brain is actually working against you in that moment. Because even though you are not your avatar in the game, okay? You're not that one. You're not actually physically being attacked, right? Okay? But your brain can't distinguish between that avatar on the screen and you. Okay, so your brain is designed to do one of 3 things when you are in danger, okay? And it perceives this danger as real, okay? You sitting there in that chair, your brain cannot tell the difference between that avatar on that screen and you. So it's telling you you're in danger, you need to do one of 3 things. They all start with the letter F. What happens? What's your brain designed to do? Fight, flight, or freeze. That's it. Okay, this little piece of our brain, if you hold your hand like this and you use this as like a picture of your brain, like imagine that this is your brain, like this is your spinal cord, this is your brain stem, this is your prefrontal cortex, this is your area that they call the executive of your brain, okay? This thing, how old, anybody here under the age of 22? Okay, this part of your brain is still developing. It's still forming. It's not fully there yet, till you're about 23, 24 in men. Okay? That's the bad news. The good news is, because it's still being developed, you can train this thing, okay? And you can get it to do what you want. But this is your executive, okay? This is the thing that reasons with you, tells you, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that. There's gonna be a bad outcome. Why do you think they take 18-year-olds into the Army? And why do you think they don't try to recruit you when you're 24, okay? Because this part of your brain is going to tell you that there's really dangerous stuff happening out there and maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, but when you're 18, it really isn't developed yet. So you could be talked into doing all kinds of crazy stuff, okay? Watching all those YouTube videos and all those things are going around with people doing all the crazy stunts. How many real big adults do you see doing that? No, they're all young people, okay? If you open up your hand, this little piece right here in the middle, that's called the amygdala. Okay, that is the thing that hasn't evolved for thousands of years. It's why we sometimes call it the reptilian brain. So it has the same response as if you are being chased by a bear, if you're standing up here talking in front of people, or you're in the game. It has the same reaction, okay? It hasn't changed for thousands of years. The good news is, If you are aware and you understand what's happening and you understand your triggers and what happens in your body when you start to lose this right here being in charge and this taking you into fight, flight, or freeze, if you can understand that, you can counteract that, okay? And you can change this. And you can do it in a split second, in a moment. Okay, so what's happening when you're in that fight, flight, or freeze response? The reason that your brain is getting all foggy and you can't focus, okay, is because your heart rate starts to increase. Why does that start to happen? Because it's getting the blood all rushed to your big muscles so that you could fight, you could run, or you could be super, super still, okay? That's why who said, you know, you feel yourself get all tensed up like this, okay, that's what happens. You feel your heart rate, your palms may start sweating, okay? It's doing that because now you're supposed to be cooling down. It's trying to keep your body from overheating, so that's why you might get sweaty. Sweaty armpits, sweaty hands, you find yourself really sweating, that's what your body's doing. It's all responding. Who gets headaches? Anybody get headaches when they're gaming when they can't? Yep, okay. Again, blood is rushing from all these areas into your big muscles, even your extremities. That's why your fingertips might get cold, or your hands when Faker was sitting there shaking, shaking, shaking. It's because the blood is rushing from those extremities, from his feet, from his hands, into his big muscles to fight, flight, or freeze, okay? None of that helps you when you're gaming. None of those scenarios are gonna work. What are you gonna do? Tell your team, yo, I'm out of here, bye-bye. This is too much for me, I'm leaving, okay? Your avatar may need to fight, flight, or freeze, but you have to be able to control that. And if you're in this response, you can't do it. It's virtually impossible. Anybody get a stomach ache when this is happening? Okay, stomach, who feels like they gotta pee when they're really nervous? Right? You're sitting in your chair and you're like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, it's all fake. It's all just your body. You don't really have to, okay? What's happening is you don't need anything for your digestive system right now, so all that blood is leaving it, okay? It's all relaxing. It's all trying to get to these big muscle groups. In what you're doing, you don't need those big muscle groups. You need this, okay, to work for you in that situation, and you can do it in just a second. Now, it would be awesome if we could all zen out and have 40 minutes in our nice quiet space with our meditative music and calm our brains and have a nice long meditation and then get ready to go in. But the reality is most of us don't have that time, and most of us need to get our brains working for us in a split second. Anybody have younger brothers, sisters, kids of their own, anything? See, what do you see when you look at a child in a crib and they're breathing? What moves on them? What moves on babies when they breathe? You see it. You see it. What moves on a baby when it breathes? Everybody seen a baby breathing, and it's just this most peaceful thing. What moves on a baby? Their bellies, right? Do you picture that? Can you imagine that? Think about looking at a baby when they breathe. Their bellies go up and down, up and down. Why? Because they are totally relaxed. They are totally chill. All their needs are being met. They don't have to worry about a thing. What happens now when you look at everybody else? If you notice people breathing, what moves on them? Their chest, exactly. Okay, we stop learning how to breathe, and I know that sounds ridiculous, okay? Because of course we're breathing, of course we're alive, we must be fine, okay? What's the number one thing that your brain needs to operate? Oxygen. How does oxygen get to your brain? How does oxygen get to your brain? Through your blood. How does the oxygen get in your blood? You breathe it in, okay? You breathe it in. It's that simple. I wish I could say that I'm standing up here to give you some sort of amazing, wonderful insight and some new thing that's gonna just be life and earth-shattering. It's that easy. It's as simple as breathing. It's as simple as getting this part of your brain to stop the reaction of this one, okay? And the way that you do that is counteract what's happening, okay? You gotta stop it. So that's why I asked you all, where do you feel it in your body? Because you're gonna feel it different than I feel it, and you're gonna feel it different than he feels it. The important thing is for you to know what happens inside of you when you start feeling that feeling coming on, okay? When you're feeling like you're losing control. Everybody knows what it is for them. For me, it's my chest. My chest tightens like this, and I get like feel like a weight is on me. And my neck gets really red, and my chest gets really red. Then I know that this is happening. That's my cue. And that's my cue to stop and take a breath. Because all I'm trying to do is now counter what this is going on. So this is your sympathetic nervous system, okay? This is the thing that happens automatically. It is really important, okay? Because if I'm sitting there on a curb on a street and I am stepping into traffic and a car is racing at me, okay? My brain just takes over. In a split second, it knows exactly what to do, okay? You need this part. If this part was the one that was in control at that moment, I'm gonna stand there and go, boy, that's a lovely car coming my way. I wonder what color that is. What's the license plate? No, I got time for that. I gotta get out of the way, right? I can't be thinking. But when you guys are here on these devices and in front of these screens, you can't be having the same reaction as if what's going on there is actually happening to you, okay? So it's as simple as getting this parasympathetic nervous system to take over, and you can do that, okay? I had Pharrell Williams came and spoke to some of my groups of kids, because I work a lot with school kids. And he, wrote the song Happy, and he talked to the kids about being happy. He said, do you think I'm happy all the time because I wrote the song Happy? You think I know what to do in every moment because I'm quote unquote successful? He said, no. He said, it is a sport and a skill set, okay? Constantly training our brains to do what we want them to do in a moment, okay? It's up to us, and we have the ability within us. Again, nothing you need to download, nothing you need to buy, nothing you need to believe. All you need to do is breathe, okay? Getting that oxygen to your brain, that's what's happening in that moment. It is leaving, okay? So you virtually are incapable of making the decisions that you need to make because you're not in decision-making mode. You're in reaction mode. Fight, flight, freeze, those are the 3 choices that this gives you, okay? And it's the same for everybody, by the way. Okay, but you can change it and you can control it. Okay, we're gonna practice. Everybody hands on your belly. We're gonna learn how to breathe again, all right? So, what I want you to do is try to imagine when you inhale as if you're filling up a balloon in your belly, okay? Like you're expanding a balloon. Some of us have a head start. So just put your hand on your belly, like right below your belly button, okay? And you're gonna feel that balloon expand. And when you exhale, you're gonna exhale so deeply that that balloon is gonna completely deflate and go to your spine, okay? So I want you to practice 1 deep, big inhale. And we're gonna count to 4 as we inhale and fill that balloon. 2, 3, 4. Now pause and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale fully for 4 more counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's 1 time. That's 1 breath. Do you feel any different than you did a second ago or 12 seconds ago? Okay? Imagine what you would do if all day long, every time I put food out in front of you, every meal, I walked up to you and took half the food away and let you just eat half all day long. Okay, would you be super happy? Would you feel satisfied? I would be very angry. I am a huge food person. I'd be really hangry by the end of the day. That's what you guys are doing to your brains. That's what all of us, by the way. It's not just you, it's all of us humans. We're starving our brains all day long. We're giving it half of what it needs. We're just keeping it in survival mode all the time, all the time. You're better than survival mode. You need to be better than survival mode, okay? You need to be in champion mode all the time in a split second like that. And you can do this that easily, even when you're in the middle of a game. Even when that's happening, when you start to notice that heart start to race or those fingers start to tremble, immediately interrupt that, okay? And you don't have to put your hand on your belly every time. I just want you to get used to feeling that. Take a deep breath. And you could still be playing, and you could still be doing your thing, and you could still be going, and exhale. You've just counteracted that. You've just interrupted that circuit. You've just interrupted that process. Because when your body goes into, and when your brain goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode, do you know that you will be in that state for 20 minutes? 20 minutes it takes your body to go back to a state of calm after that has been sent out there, after those signals have been sent out. Now what's happening to you guys is you're staying in that elevated state so much. And yes, you've probably been super successful at it as well. You've probably been able to manage. But wouldn't it be nice for this to be a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful, and perhaps have you be able to be focused more and knowing exactly what you need to do and not feel what your avatar is feeling, not experience what they're feeling, but you're in control. You are the one who is in control. You're the master, and you are the master all the time, whether it's in front of this game or whether it's the rest of your life, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get you started, but before we do, we're gonna go ahead and do that breath 3 times, okay? So get comfortable, feet on the floor if you can. Go ahead, put your hand on your stomach if you need to have the reminder. And inhale, and we're gonna do it the same way. Inhale to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. The exhale is just as important as the inhale, by the way, because you're getting all that bad air out, all that bad energy out. Okay, and now you want to inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. I see some good bellies. I see some good belly breaths going on. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that I'm standing up here, but I have a feeling you guys can feel the same thing that I do. What happens to this whole room when you do that? Do you feel it? Do you feel like that restful calm and peace that's going on? You guys are all creating it, okay? And you can create this within you at any moment, no matter what the chaos is around you, okay? In a minute, the lights are gonna pop up, the music's gonna come back on, everything is gonna go like this. You can still calm and maintain yourself at any moment. Just, all you have to do is take one breath, take 1 breath, take 3 if you can. Continue to try to breathe while you are playing from your belly. Take the breath from up here and send it down deep into your belly, because you're gonna keep that oxygen flowing to your brain. You are gonna be more focused. You are gonna be more clear. You are gonna make better decisions. Again, you have to be making decisions. Your avatar can fight, flight, or freeze. You have to decide. And you can't decide if you're experiencing what they're experiencing. Got it? Guys ready to try? Put it to work. Not just here, but in your whole life. Anywhere you just need to get calm and clear with all kinds of stuff. And Lord knows with the world we're living in right now, There is chaos all around us. You do not have to take it on. It doesn't have to be part of you, okay? Our natural state, what our body really wants, what our brain really wants all the time, is to just be in a state of calm. That's our normal state. Doesn't feel like that because most of us don't experience that all the time, but this is available to you at any time. So I want you guys to practice, use it, win, do the best that you can, and really use these tools. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Go in. Thank you, Ultimate Gamers, where the world comes to play.